back to my channel. My name is Sequoia, and today I'm going to be doing an iPhone 16 Plus unboxing. I recently got the iPhone 16 Plus in teal. The last couple phones that I've had have been the Pro Max. So this is, in a sense, a downgrade because I'm going from the Pro Max to Plus, although I am upgrading from the 14 to the 16. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've noticed so far in terms of the differences between the 14 Pro Max and the 16 Plus. The reason that I chose to upgrade to the 16 Plus instead of the Pro Max was honestly the color. I feel like Apple really does a disservice by only having the fun colors in the Plus line instead of the Pro Max. I also really liked the blue and the pink, so I had a hard time deciding which color I wanted to get when I was getting this phone because I was really torn between this one and that really pretty like cornflower blue color. I decided to test this phone out. It's an upgrade in terms of generation. It's 2 years newer than the phone that I had before. So I figured that the difference between what the 14 Pro Max would be and the 16 Pro Max, for example, I wouldn't really notice, and I wanted some of the other features in the 16 that the Plus and the Pro Max have. So I'm going to be walking you through my unboxing and setup, just some of the new features that this 16 Plus phone has, like the action button and the little camera control button on the side, which I think are pretty cool. I'm excited to check those out, as well as some of the other iOS 18 updates that they've made. So if you were switching from an older generation of iPhone or maybe from a different phone ecosystem like Android, then you'll get to see just kind of some of the new features of the iPhone. So one of the things that I'm the most excited about with this phone are the two new buttons. So the action button and being able to set this up, customize it, and even add some of your shortcuts to it, I think is a really cool feature. I'm glad Apple added that, as well as the camera control on the side, which is really helpful. I mean, who doesn't use the camera on their phone all the time, multiple times a day? Having that accessible, I'm pretty excited about. I also have always slacked on customizing my home screen. I know that iOS has a lot of customizations that you can do with the colors, the app size now, and I have been a user of widgets on my home screen for a while, but I wanted to upgrade that. I feel like there's a lot of settings that I've just been missing out on. So I plan to set this phone up with a little bit more of the state of the art in terms of what Apple offers for the software of the iPhone. So I'm excited to get into that as somebody who's always just kind of used my iPhone in kind of the most basic way possible. So this is the wallpaper that I'm using. It's one of the default wallpapers and I really like the color scheme. I think it goes with the color of this phone. I'm kind of somebody that switches their background a lot, so I typically switch between either one of the Apple standard backgrounds like this one or a picture. So this is the background that I have for now. The lock screen that I have is just a standard date and time. I like to have the weather, calendar, and battery here. So this is what I was talking about with doing a little more customization. You can change the color that the app's accent color shows up as by just editing your home screen like you would if you were going to rearrange your apps, and you go up here to edit and customize, and then you can play around here with either the color. So I could make it pink or blue, red. You can kind of pick your color and then adjust the saturation of the tint. So I had it kind of matching the rest of my phone setup here, this like light green color. You can also set it up to be automatic, so if you want it to just switch from daytime mode to nighttime mode, it can do that for you, or you can change here. This is a small difference and it's just on the background. So I'm not sure what would happen if you had your own photo here. This is again one of the standard backgrounds that they have, so I'm not sure what that would look like if you had just a picture. It may not make much of a difference. You can also change the size of the app widgets from here. So right now I have them set to small, which is the standard size, but if you click large here, it increases the size of the app icon and also removes the text underneath. So as you can see here, the text from the app is gone and they just take up more of the screen. I wish that you could toggle on or off that text underneath, even with the small apps, because I feel like these are just a little too big, but I don't like the text. I really like that option to take the text off. So for me, this is a better layout. Like I said, I am also going to be using some more widgets. So I have set up a Spotify and a podcast widget here, and then I like a photos widget on my home screen too, because that just cycles through. You can set whatever album you want it to. You can make this bigger too, so you can make that take up more space on the home screen. On my second page here, I also have two more widgets. I have Fable, which is the app that I use to track my reading. Right now I'm reading The Will of the Many, which I am loving so far. And then I also have just fitness app there to track the walks that I go on. I try to go on a walk a couple times a week at least. I like to keep my apps in folders here on the next page. So the first page I have kind of like my most used utilities apps, but on the second page I have basically everything else. I like to keep my social media apps in a folder, and my health and fitness apps, and camera apps, travel apps. Something that I'm really loving about this setup is that you can place apps wherever you want, so you don't have to have them all grouped together at the top. You can add space and kind of put them wherever you want. So again, on the second page, I'm keeping kind of the widgets on the left-hand side, which is the same layout that I have on my main page here with the app folders on the right. Another area that you can kind of customize is the menu. I added some larger widgets here, and I also added a Shazam widget, which I think is pretty cool. You can also turn the action button on the side into a Shazam shortcut, but I just added it here because I don't use that too often. So I have that, and then just some other standard utilities in here. So the action button itself, I set up to take me to the Reminders app, which is what I use for my grocery list. So I know that may seem kind of silly, but I am always somebody who has such a hard time with meal planning and deciding what to eat, so it's kind of like on the fly. I never have a nice plan when I'm going to the grocery store. So I decided to make the action button a shortcut into this app so I can just add stuff pretty easily here, or when I'm at the store I don't have to keep opening my phone and going in there. I liked that you can set it up to go wherever you want. So in order to customize that, you go into your settings, and then there is a setting for the action button here. So like I said, mine is a shortcut to open my shopping list. You can set this to any shortcut that you have set up. You can also do things like set it as a magnifier, Shazam, make a voice memo, your flashlight, just open the camera, change a focus mode, put yourself in silent mode, a control. They have accessibility, or you can turn it off if you don't want anything there. So I may play around and set this up a different way at some point, but for now I'm liking having just the grocery list as my option there. The new camera control button on the side here is the thing that I am probably getting used to the most with this new phone. When you push it once, it opens up the camera, and if you then click it again, you'll take a picture, or if you long press, you will start a video. There's also some different easy camera controls that you have here. So if you double tap, you can set it onto tone or styles or cameras, zoom, depth of field, and exposure. So if, let's say I want it on zoom, I click it, then I can change the zoom just by swiping here. Overall, I'm very happy with this phone. Obviously, I love the color and the aesthetics, and I really like how I set everything up. Even though I switched down to the Plus from a Pro Max, the A18 chip of the 16 Plus is actually an improvement over the A16 that was in the 14 Pro Max, and there's an improvement of 2 gigabytes of RAM. The downgrade to 2 lenses means that I lost some zoom power with this camera, but it's not something that I think that I'll miss in the kind of photos that I take. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.